Hi everybody and welcome. I'm Shana. Today we are doing a 30-minute kettlebell lower body focused workout. So you're going to need your TRX suspension trainer and you will need your TRX kettlebells. We'll do a little bit of a warm up and then we'll do several groupings of exercises where we go suspension trainer, kettlebell, suspension trainer, kettlebell. It's going to be awesome. And we'll get really, really clear on how to use these kettlebells really well. All right, guys, let's get started with your warm up. I'm going to have you go for your standing rollout. Straps are at mid-length. Stand facing away from the anchor point. Find your plank. If you've done my workouts before, you know we do these same moves every single time because they're good. Squeeze your buns, belly button in, roll those hands out just a touch, and then return directly beneath your shoulders. Open up just a bit and right back down. Remember, our goal here is core engagement and body alignment. So let's look at your body alignment. Are your ears, shoulders, hips, and ankles in that nice straight line? Do you have that space between your ears and shoulders? Are your butt cheeks tight, tight, tight? 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Squat row combo. Straps stay at mid-length. Stand facing the anchor point. Now have you lean back just a touch. Walk it under. Drop your bucket. Nice deep squat. Plank. Squeeze behind your shoulder blades. Row and plank. We're going to loosen up your hips. We're doing a lot of squatting today. And the rowing really helps engage that perfect posture. 30 seconds here. Eyes up at the anchor. And again, thinking about your alignment. Are those shoulders falling away from your ears? Are your ribs tucked in? How low can you safely squat to really get a nice stretch in your hips and your knees? 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Forward lunge with Y-fly. Straps stay at mid-length. I'm going to stand facing away from the anchor point in that Frankenstein position. Take a big step forward with your right foot. Gently lower the left knee down, shoulders open, press into the handles, come back to your plank. Other side, bend the back knee down, stretching, bracing, and return. Keep alternating those legs. If you want to hang out at the bottom for a minute to stretch, please do. We're also doing a lot of lunging today. So I want to make sure your hips are nice and mobile and you feel ready to move. We have 5, 4, strong plank on top, 3, 2, and 1. Let's do your TRX lateral lunges. My straps stay at mid-length, stand facing the anchor. Give me a really wide stance. Shocker, we're doing lateral lunges today too. A little bit of slack on the straps, perfect posture. Bend your right knee, press the hips back, pull yourself up. Bend your left knee, press the hips back. Now the point here is to get a really nice stretch. So I want you to challenge how low you can go without pain. And I want you unloading your body weight on those handles. Really pull yourself back to the top. How's your posture? Are those shoulders rolled down and back? 10 seconds left. Is your bent knee tracking directly over the middle of your toes? 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Finally, we're going to grab your lighter kettlebell for this last warm-up exercise. We're going to do your kettlebell ribbons. So we'll have you hold the kettlebell in this goblet position by the horns. You're going to wrap the kettlebell around your head and then rest it at your hip, hinging your hips a little bit. Then I'm going to wrap it around the other way and rest it at the other hip. Press the hips up. Get a big stretch and back down. Now you want the handle of that kettlebell to almost touch your neck as you come around. It's like you're stretching when you wake up in the morning. Right now we're mobilizing your shoulders, practicing that hip hinge, and bracing your core. 10 seconds left with this one, and then we'll get the party started. It's gonna be a fun party today too. Hope your legs are ready. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Awesome. All right, we're going to move right into your TRX squats. So I'm going to have you bring your straps to mid-length and stand facing the anchor point. You've got a few seconds to catch your breath and get ready before we get going here. Okay, when you get ready for your squats, You want those hands out in front of you a little bit and actually a little bit of slack on the straps. I don't want to lean back. I also don't want to be so close that when I squat down, I have to lean back or hunch forward. Feet a little wider than shoulder width apart. We're going in 5 seconds. Little tug on the straps for the shoulder blades. 3, 2, and 1. Lower down as low as you safely can go. Press the floor apart with your feet, squeezing your buns forward. Drop the bucket down. Press the floor apart, come back up. Taking your time, I want you to feel all of your muscles work as we go through this range of motion. How low can you safely go? Do you have a neutral spine? In other words, avoid rounding your lower back, making sure you sink your hips back into that imaginary chair. 3, 2, and 1. Now remember this feeling. We're gonna grab, I'd say your medium or heavier kettlebell, and you're gonna hug it in that goblet position for your kettlebell goblet squats. I want you to think about exactly what you just did with the suspension trainer. What muscles were engaged? How was your posture? And you're gonna hug this kettlebell in front of your body. We're going in 10, and drop your bucket once again as low as you can. You wanna make sure you have that natural curve of your lower back and you're not letting your tail tuck at the bottom. Here we go, 30 seconds. Drop the bucket down, press your hips back, pressing the floor apart with your feet, standing up, pressing the hips forward. Stick the landing on the top. Are you keeping those shoulders down and back? Are you sinking as low as you can safely go? Are those knees tracking over your middle toes? We have 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, 30 seconds break. Enjoy that rest break. Stretch out for a second. These slightly longer rest breaks really help you focus on strength and get prepared to move really, really well. So we're gonna do those 2 things again. We're gonna do your TRX squats again, and then your kettlebell goblet squats. So TRX squats, straps are at mid-length. Stand facing the anchor point. Hands out in front of you slightly. Perfect posture. We're going in 5. Can you go lower this time? 3, 2, and 1. Nice and low. Separate the floor with your feet, squeeze your buns, come back up. Now that cue, separating the floor with your feet, that basically means you want to try to press the floor apart, literally, on your way up. And notice how it makes your bum engage a little bit more. Nice and low, press the floor apart, return. How's that posture? Are your eyes still looking out ahead of you or slightly up at your anchor point? 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's do some goblet squats again. So if you didn't use your heaviest kettlebell, I encourage you, if you feel safe, to grab that heavy kettlebell. I'm gonna grab my biggest bell here. My pretty TRX kettlebell. I love these TRX kettlebells. They just look slick. All right, we're going in 10 seconds. Find that perfect posture. Same foot position you had with the suspension trainer. Shoulders down and back. We're going in 5. You'll press those hips back. 3, 2, and 1. Making sure the kettlebell's not pulling you forward. And once again, just like in the straps, separate the floor with your feet. Squeeze the buns as you come up and press those hips forward. Don't forget to breathe. 15 seconds left. Take your time. Our focus today is strength. I don't care how many you do. I care how awesome they look. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. We're done with your squat series. You've got a minute here to shake it out, grab a sip of water. We're gonna go on down to the ground. So if you wanna set out a mat, you absolutely can. We're gonna start with your TRX hip presses and then move into your kettlebell Romanian deadlifts. Okay, for the TRX hip presses, your straps will be at mid-calf length. We still have about 40 seconds. I'm gonna grab a sip of water here. Probably shouldn't be that tired already, huh? All right, let's practice getting your heels in the foot cradles. You still have 30 seconds. I'm gonna have a seat as I'm ground facing the anchor point. 2 fingers in each foot cradle. I'm gonna hold it wide in my A-frame. Roll back, tuck my knees into my chest, drop my heels on my fingers. My knees stay bent at 90 degrees. My thighs are perpendicular with the floor and with the ceiling. If this is too challenging, take your feet out and just do a regular glute bridge. 1, here we go. I squeeze and lift and tap. Now notice how my knees stay bent the whole time. If you're on a door anchor, make sure your feet hover just in front of the door, but never actually touch it. Because that's the big cheat with this one, is letting those legs donkey kick out when you lift your bum up. Speaking of lifting your bum up, are you getting that straight line from your knees to your hips to your shoulders when you're on top? 3, 2, and 1. Now thinking of that same hinging motion we just did, we're gonna do your kettlebell Romanian deadlift. I'm gonna have you grab your biggest kettlebell, or if you want, you can even double up and grab 2 kettlebells for a little more resistance. So I'm gonna grab my heaviest kettlebell, and think of that same hip hinge type feeling we just had. My feet are fairly close together, my knees are just gonna bend slightly, and I'm only moving at my hips. Down, squeeze, and stand, going in 3, 2, and 1. So I drive my hips back, but I keep my back flat. Feel a stretch in the hamstrings, and pull it right back up to the top. Hinge down, squeeze my buns, use that stretch to stand back up. Now, how's your lower back? Do you have that natural curve in your lower back throughout the entire range of motion? If you're round in your lower back, you're at risk for back pain. So make sure you press your buns back and keep that curve. 3, 2, and 1. Let's go back to your TRX hip presses again. My strap should still be at mid-calf length. I'll be ground facing the anchor point. And if you struggled with getting your heels in before, don't worry, we'll practice this again. 2 fingers in each foot cradle. Hold it wide in a Christmas tree. Roll your knees back to your chest. Now drop them simultaneously on top of your fingers. Slide your fingers out. Line yourself up so your feet are directly beneath the anchor, and bend your knees so your hips are at 90. 2 and 1. Here we go. Push down, lift, and tap. If you want to make this more challenging, you can lift your hands up off the ground. But make sure when you do that, you still don't extend those legs when you lift the hips up. Are you keeping your head and shoulders on the ground? Are you pressing downward into those foot cradles? We have 10 seconds left. Squeeze and drive. 3, 2, and 1. Good. One more set of the kettlebell deadlifts. So again, grabbing your biggest kettlebell, or 2 of them even if you want a little more resistance. The trick here, we still have 20 seconds. This part of my back stays flat. Do you feel these 2 bumps around your spine? You want to make sure those bumps stay around your spine the entire range of motion. We're going in 10. Grab that bell. Perfect posture. Feet fairly close, slight knee bend, press the hips back. Here we go, 30 seconds. Stretch, squeeze, and pull up your pants. And since you're probably at home right now, you can literally pull your pants down and up if you want. I would never know, unless you tell me about it later. Stretch and pull. I will not be pulling my pants down and up. I'll be lifting this kettlebell. And 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. So we just did some awesome hip hinging. We're gonna take that hip hinging to the next level. We're gonna do your TRX overhead back extensions, so an even bigger hinge, and then pair that with your kettlebell hardstyle swing. We still have 45 seconds, so you can grab some water right now, but I want you to try something that we're gonna apply to the swing. It's called a thigh slap. So I want you to slap your thighs down and slap your thighs up. Squeeze the buns. Hey, doesn't that feel like the deadlift we just did? Thigh slap down, thigh slap up. When we grab that kettlebell for those hardstyle swings, it's the same thing. It's hinge down, press your hips, hinge back up. But for now, let's go to your overhead back extensions. That's what it's called. Straps are at mid-length. Stand facing the anchor point. Walk it back with your arms straight out in front of you. The first part is amazing. We're gonna hold this for a second. I'm gonna have you press your hips back. Enjoy this nice lower back stretch. But now we have to work. Here we go. Pull your hands up behind you, stick the landing on top of your toes, and fold your body in half, get a nice stretch. It's not a huge motion. Quite frankly, it's not a horribly hard exercise either. Are those shoulders staying away from your ears? Is your body moving in one straight unit? I'm squeezing my buns and pulling those arms up, keeping constant tension in the straps the entire time. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Kettlebell hardstyle swing time. Grab your bigger kettlebell. We're going in 30 seconds, but remember, down, hold the bell, swing it forward. It's not squatting and lifting. It's hinging, driving your hips, and that kettlebell is going for the ride. Okay, so I'm gonna have you grab your bigger kettlebell. We're going in 10 seconds. Feet a little wider than shoulder width apart. Perfect posture. Squeezing those buns. 3, 2, and 1. Hinge down, buns squeeze, fling it forward. Imagine you're trying to fling this kettlebell straight at the screen, but don't let go, because then you'd break your computer or your television, and then you wouldn't be able to keep doing my workouts, and that would make me sad. 15 seconds left. Hinge, squeeze. Pressing the hips forward just like we did in those hip presses and in those overhead back extensions. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Half swing. Gently set your kettlebell back down. Let's go back to your overhead back extensions again. Straps should still be at mid-length. Feel a little breathless now. That means you did it right. Also, are you starting to feel some stuff in here? That means you did it right. We're going in 10 seconds. Overhead back extension, stand facing. Let's start with that stretch because it feels so good. My ears are lined up with my biceps. My buns are tight. 2 and 1. Pulling up, stick the landing, and down and fold my body in half. Stretch, squeeze my buns, pull, stick, keeping tension, and fold again. Squeezing, lifting, and back down. We have 15 seconds left. Enjoy this one. Are you keeping constant tension on the top of the movement, trying to touch the ceiling with your fingertips? 3, 2, and 1. All right, one more set of those kettlebell hardstyle swings. Grab that bigger kettlebell, and remember, just like your hinge, flat back, press the hips forward. Whew. We're going in 15 seconds. I'm gonna look you right in the eye this time. Again, going at your own pace. You don't have to try to beat me. Well, you're welcome to if you wish. In 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hinge, squeeze, and pop. Driving the hips forward, flinging that kettlebell straight out in front of you. Most of this work is coming from your butt. That's what's pressing forward. The upper body is holding proper posture, allowing the kettlebell to go for the ride. 10 seconds left. Hinge and drive. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Half swing. We're gonna combine your TRX lateral lunges with your kettlebell lateral lunges. So grab a sip of water if you need to. For the TRX lateral lunges, your straps will be at mid-length. You're going to be standing facing the anchor point. You still have 30 seconds left. I'm gonna chat at you for a second while you're recovering. The hardest part about these lateral lunges is when you step to the side, it's common that people turn their toes sideways, but you actually wanna see where your straps are anchored, and when you land on the foot, those toes should be pointed right at that anchor. Your brain's gonna try to keep turning them out. You wanna keep them forward. Also, when you bend your knee, make sure you press your bum back and the knee tracks directly above your toes, not letting it buckle in or bow out. Guys, you ready? We're alternating in 3, 2, and 1. Stepping to one side, bend the knee, back to the center, then the other side. Press the bum back, back to the center. Now, just like in warm-ups, I want you to challenge your depth, but now you actually have to push into this and absorb the landing. Are those knees bending the second you touch the ground? 10 seconds to go here. And 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's do your kettlebell lateral lunges. The first set, we're gonna keep it a little bit easier. Second set, I'll give you a bigger challenge. I'm gonna have you grab probably one of your lighter kettlebells, right? And once again, we're gonna hold this in the goblet position onto your chin. You're gonna take a really nice wide stance, toes pointed directly forward. In 10 seconds, you're just gonna bend one knee and then the other, going side to side. Let's find that posture. Might not go as low as when you're holding the straps, because now you have some load. 2 and 1. Bend one knee, press yourself up, reset, bend the other, and back up. Oh boy, sinking into the heel, Keeping the chest up, shoulders down. Try not to let your kettlebell pull you forward. You're taking this time to really roll your shoulders down and back, pressing through the floor with that additional load. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's move back to your regular TRX lateral lunges. Now, we've done 2 sets of lateral lunges. See if you can go just a little bit deeper with these this time. Okay, straps are at mid-length, stand facing the anchor. Hands out in front of you slightly. You still have 15 seconds. Again, enjoy these rest breaks. These rest breaks are what allow you to work at a much higher level than if we just went bam, bam, bam through these exercises. Going in, 3, 2, and 1. Stepping to the side, bend the knee, bring it up, alternating. Is that toe pointed forward when you land on it? Is that knee tracking over your middle toes? Are you keeping your body weight over your feet? You don't want to fall backwards with every lunge. You want to keep your body weight centered and chest is up. The only bending is happening at your hips and your knees. And 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, let's grab that kettlebell again. One more time, we're gonna do those kettlebell lateral lunges. Okay, so grabbing on to your kettlebell, the lighter kettlebell, we're gonna hug this under your chin. Dun, dun, dun. All right, this time you're gonna step side to side with those kettlebell lateral lunges, okay? So shoulders are back and hit it. Step to the side, bend the knee, and bring it back up. Other way, step to the side, bend the knee, and bring it back up. Good, sinking those hips back. Awesome. Again, if this is too challenging, you can go back to just staying stationary and shifting your weight side to side. 10 seconds left. And 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, one more 4-setter, then we'll do some stretches, and you will have survived. I'm gonna grab a quick sip of water. We are not done lunging with you yet today. We're gonna do some TRX step back lunges, and then we're gonna do some kettlebell step back, thread the needle lunges. So 2 movements, quite similar, but will be unloaded on the suspension trainer and then loaded again with your kettlebell. Your straps will be at mid-length, just like before, standing facing the anchor point. You still have 20 seconds. Let's get this set up. You'll step one leg back, bend 90-90, step it together. Step the other leg back, 90-90, step it together. Use this opportunity for perfect posture. I like to press my middle finger into the handles to engage behind my shoulder blades. All right, gang, we're going in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Here we go. Step it back and back together. Chest is up. Shoulders are down and back. Eyes stay straight out ahead of you. Now, just like your lateral lunges, is that front knee tracking directly above your middle toes? Are you lowering that back knee straight down like an elevator, not leaning backward and forward like an escalator? 3, 2, and 1. All right, kettlebell step back, thread the needle. That's a mouthful. Grab your lighter kettlebell. Okay, I'm gonna hold the kettlebell in my right hand. You still have a little bit of time, so catch your breath. I'm gonna step backwards with my left foot and bring the kettlebell underneath my thigh. Now it's in my left hand. So now I'll step back with my right foot. Okay, the trick to this is keeping your posture upright as you go. Here we go. Step it back, thread the needle, stand up. If you find you're having to slouch to get the kettlebell through, that means your lunge isn't going low enough. Okay, and if you need to for this first set, just ditch the weight and practice these step back lunges on your own. Pressing into the floor. Nice, strong, straight torso. 10 seconds to go. Are those knees again tracking directly above your middle toes? Are you pressing through the floor? 3, 2, and 1. Alternating leg step back lunges again on the TRX suspension trainer. Straps are at mid-length. Stand facing the anchor point. 20 seconds left. Use this time, catch your breath. Let's think about that perfect lunge form. Chest is tall and proud. My torso stays up. I'm not leaning back against the straps. I'm stepping back, lowering straight down, coming together. Going in 5, 4, 3, 2. Here we go, guys. Step back lunges, alternating legs. Step one leg back, plank. Other leg together. Keeping those shoulders down and back. Grounding your front foot into the floor. 15 seconds to go. Relaxing your head off your shoulders. Pressing your foot into the floor, making your buns do some work. You're probably feeling great after those kettlebell swings and the lateral lunges. 3, 2, and 1. Last thing we do today before we stretch. One more set of those kettlebell thread the needle lunges. So again, grab your lighter kettlebell and get ready. Now the tricky part is figuring out what hand and leg does something. So when I step my left leg back, my right hand has the kettlebell. So I'm looping under my front leg. All right, gang, we're going in. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Step back, bring it up. Other leg. Take your time with this. Make sure you've completed the rep before you start the next one. Start and end with perfect posture. This isn't about how many you can do, like I said before. It's about how good every rep looks. Nice job. We have 10 seconds left. Oh, I shouldn't turn my head, huh? Is that chest staying upright? Is the back knee almost touching? Last rep. All right, set it down. You made it. Let's just do just a few stretches here. We did a lot of hip work. So let's do your seated figure 4 stretch. I'm gonna bring my straps down to mid-calf length and have a seat facing the anchor point. Scooch way back. If you've done my videos, this is one of my favorite stretches. My left leg is straight. I'm gonna cross my right ankle over the left knee. Bend the left knee up. Gently lift my chest up toward the anchor, pressing my right knee away from me. You're gonna feel a pretty awesome stretch in your right hips, that piriformis, those smaller glute muscles. Let your shoulders fall away from your ears. If you can, pick up the toes on that left side. Big inhales and exhales. Good. And release that side. If you want to hold this longer, pause the video, hold it longer, please. Cross the left ankle of the right knee, bend the right knee up. Again, gently lift your chest and torso up toward the anchor point. You're using the straps to pull yourself further into the stretch and to find really good posture. If you find yourself way under like this, just scoot your bum back. You want to be way back behind that anchor. If you want to add on to the stretch, pick up the toes. Woo, on the right side. Again, hugging behind your shoulder blades. You guys, I'm sweating. I don't know about you. There's a lot of muscles in the lower body. That was a bunch of work. And 3, 2, and 1. Okay, come on up. We're gonna do your wide stance hip hinge. You can keep your straps at that same length. Stand facing the anchor point. Walk it back so your arms are straight out in front of you. Give me a nice wide stance. Big inhale. Exhale, press the hands forward, drive your hips back, ears line up with your biceps. Got nice length from your fingertips all the way to your hips, and you're still pressing down on those handles for a little bit of core engagement. You can bend your right knee, you can bend your left knee, you can swing out side to side. We did a bunch of hinging, and we used a lot of these muscles today with those deadlifts, those kettlebell swings, those hip presses. Give me a big inhale. Exhale, slowly roll that up. Finally, your chest and torso stretch. Keeping the straps at the same length, stand facing away from the anchor. Walk it forward, arms are in a T. Now take one foot in front, pressing those arms apart. I'm not leaning into this, I just gently stepped into this stretch. Shoulders are down, chest is up, relaxing your neck. Finally, step those feet together. Forward fold, take a bow, feel that stretch through your hamstrings. Big inhale and exhale. And finally, give yourselves a hand. What an awesome workout. That was 30 minutes of lower body. Hopefully you learned some new skills using the kettlebells, and you learned some proper movement mechanics using the TRX suspension trainer. I can't wait to work out with you again, guys. I will see you soon. Bye-bye.